Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss about audio journalism. Audio journalism for multimedia platforms. Earlier there was radio journalism, but nowadays it is became audio journalism for multimedia. Due to emergence of internet and multimedia, the format has been changed. So let us discuss about this topic. The objective of today's class is to learn how to create audio stories for multimedia, and we will also understand how audio journalism is important for this era. Though it was considered as a dead, radio is dead was told by so many scholars, but the emergence of audio journalism is very prominent. So we'll discuss about these topics. Dear students, radio was prominent medium to deliver news with ease, anywhere, less expenses. But after some time, after emergence of television, emergence of internet era, radio lost his ground from all over the world, especially for radio, for journalism purpose. But now it is getting a strong ground because on multimedia, journalists using audio as a supplement, and sometimes it is pure communicating with their audience. This is not supplement, this is one full-fledged journalism platform. So this is making comeback. Number two, this audio journalism is prominent because this help you to see the situation with the help of your ears. अपने कान से you are listening. Sorry, you are imagining. And I would keep giving the example that why radio is most important and most relevant media, because whatever you are saying as a communicator, listeners relate with his own image. That's make the communication strong. That's make the communication impactful. Therefore, radio or audio is important. NPR in United States and BBC is very important and good example. They are coming back. They are communicating with their audience using audio. If you want, even in Hindi in India, you can read stories broadcast by BBC Hindi. These stories are available on bbchindi.com. I would also add that reporters and journalism students, while I am saying journalism students means future, they must stop thinking about sound as a exclusive radio format, but they have to learn how to embed, how to add audio in their multimedia stories to strengthen, to tell, to share the stories. Dear students, audio journalism fits comfortably into our modern digital culture. When I say modern digital culture, it means audience in this era, they have no specific time, exclusive time for journalism. So they can listen parallelly, they are doing something else. Number two, they don't give much importance like reading newspaper by line by line. And this audio journalism fits. in this culture. Number 2, production of audio is very easy. You don't need lots of equipment. You just need one microphone, might be a smartphone could be used to tell the story. By a smartphone, you can record, you can edit, even you can share with audience. So it is easy. For audience, they can listen anywhere, anytime, as per their convenience. This helps. Audience also doesn't need too much system to listen, to consume the audio stories. Like they need either smartphone, tablet or computer with a headphone. Many things from podcasting. See, podcasting is now a prominent way to tell the stories. What is podcasting? Podcasting is the serial audio stories sharing with their audience. We'll discuss separately about podcasting in later on. But apart from podcasting, you as a journalist, audio journalist, can add sound bites for blogs, websites or mobile apps. So you can strengthen also. Though you are writing sometimes, you are sharing video, you can adding audio also. You can sharing photographs and adding audio. Social media could be also used to share the stories. And one more important way to tell stories, that is called audio slideshow, where you add images with sound. I have written on the screen these 6 points which are beneficial or advantage for audio journalism, not for audience but for journalists. For journalist point of view, these 6 points are important. So the first point is breaking news. You can post audio quickly and break the story with the help of social media or website. So it is quick way to tell your stories with audience. So you can break the news. Number 2, narrative. You can tell the long story in serial using podcast or any other radio format which suits you. So you can tell the narrative also by audio. Third is the backstory. Reporters can provide the in-depth stories, photograph, etc. And the important thing, how I got the story. They can tell, you are telling the story on any platform, multimedia platform, but you are adding the value that how you got the story. The credibility matters. So you can tell the backstory of that story through audio. Fourth point is about documentaries. You can tell documentaries using audio platforms, whether it is explanatory, analytical or investigative. Fifth is very, very important, that audio add layers of textures which words alone cannot tell. So you can add in-depth stories using audio. Suppose you are writing your news on a website, but you are adding those things, the ambient sound, the conversation between people, the bytes, you can add on your platform to give the different texture on that story. Last point is audio can transport you to a time and place in the past. I would like to tell that by audio stories you can narrate the story so that your audience can uh, imagine those era which is past, which you cannot create using video. Dear students, in this slide we will discuss about how to write or how to develop stories on audio. So let us discuss one by one. The first point is audio reports are conversational. Whenever you speak on radio, it is your motto to speak every single audience. So he or she can feel that you are talking with him. Number two, in audio stories, there are 3 points. The beginning, you have to set up the background, you narrate the background, then middle, the discovery part where you explain, and the end is about conclusion. So you should try to bring these 3 points in your audio story: the beginning, middle, and the conclusion, of course, end. Point number 3 is radio broadcast. While if you are going for radio broadcast, start with intro with 2-3 sentences where host introduce the topic. Then you start the narrative. The whole detail will come in the middle. But keep in mind, don't put 5 W's. One is like in writing for even online, while reporting for audio, it is your responsibility to capture the interest in first 50 to 20 seconds. Otherwise, 15 to 20 seconds. Otherwise, what will happen? You will lose your audience. Grab the attention in first intro. The next point is good writing is always important. Whether it is writing for multimedia, whether it is television, whether it is print. But in audio, it is must. If writing is not good, you cannot grip the attention of your audience. So think about it. Next is simplicity is essential. I mean, you have to keep the content, the writing very simple, because you don't have option to make you reread it like a newspaper. Your audience cannot read it again. You have gone if you have told. So simplicity is small sentences, simple sentences, conversational sentences, active voice. These 4 points you should use. Point number 6, natural pauses. Because your audience is listening, therefore you should give natural pauses where you have to stop. Comma, there is no comma in your speaking. You are not speaking simplicity is essential, full stop. No. But while reading, this is available, comma, full stop. But while speaking, there is no full stop. Therefore, you have to use the natural pauses for that. One more thing I would like to add here, that natural pauses gives time to understand the story. Your audience is listening. Suppose his attention lost, but you gave him natural pause. Immediately he will, first point, he will attract on your story by natural pause, and again he have time to recollect, understand the story. Point number 7 is about emphasizing some words. If the pitch is same while speaking on radio, your listener will be sleep. I mean, you cannot make him awake to keep listening. Therefore, some words give emphasis, like I'm emphasizing on emphasized words. Likewise, it is your responsibility. It is the trick to understand which word is important. Give the importance to that word by your tongue. Next is vary your tempo. This is related to emphasize some words. Tempo is about speaking the low and high pitch level you can increase or decrease. Only 10% increasing or decreasing the tempo will make the story powerful. Only 10%. See, you should also learn how to use silence. I have not written on this slide, but let me tell you that silence is a very important tool to communicate. So use that. Ninth point is about pronunciation, names, nation and foreign words. If they are difficult, please practice it again and again, and try to pronounce correct words of name, nation or foreign delegation, country, whatever. The last point is, this is essential for multimedia, and I keep requesting all my students and budding journalists that make it as tight as possible in audio also. Otherwise, you will lose your listeners. They don't have time for repetition. Tell the story in one go. That's it. Dear students, while writing for ear or audio, these 4 points I suggest to keep in mind while writing for audio. The first point is set the scene. Means create the environment by your words so that your audience can imagine that scenario. He can see that whatever is happening, you create the environment by your words. First. Number 2, keep it simple. While writing for audio, please make it simple. This is very, very important because your audience is not expert. You are talking to your mass. And third point is, don't lose focus. Don't put here and there things. Keep on focus intact. Don't go here and there. Means the main theme, focus on that main theme. Otherwise, you will lose your audience. Fourth is create dramatic unity. I mean, climax. In films, you have seen that climax comes in the last. But in audio, a very famous scholar from NPR audio, they suggested to write climax first, then cause. What is the reason? Why it is happening? Then what will happen? What is the effect of that story? Whatever is happening. So this way, you can first grab the attention by telling the climax first, then why it is happening, cause, then effect of that story. Students, I have tried to make this presentation very practical, which is very useful while going reporting on the field. Therefore, some tips to produce for production of audio stories. Point number 1 is, while interviewing for audio, keep some rules. While I am saying rules, it means rules in mind. First point is, you should know about the topic or the domain or the subject or the person of their ideology, of their details, so that you can ask correct question. I suggest that you should prepare the question beforehand, but don't ask question one by one. Ask follow-up question to make the discussion live and more fruitful. Point number 3 about oral distractions. Avoid those oral distractions. Suppose while speaking with you, once my smartphone rang. This is kind of oral distraction. So this is necessary to avoid those oral distractions. And for avoiding oral distractions, I must say, choose location very carefully. Like if you are taking interview of any person in the restaurant, you cannot get the better voice. So office could be used, but you have to see the lonely place, and their background is also important. The next point is record ambient sound. While recording the person, if ambient sound is coming, it's okay. Apart from that, before the recording of interview or after the recording of interview, this is suggested that record the ambient sound, means record the atmosphere sound. For example, if you are recording a person, suppose one person is working with All India Radio. So light announcement if going on in the background, you can, this type of audience sound is called ambient sound. Next is, before recording and after recording, you have to start a little bit early the recording button, and you have to, after recording, you have to take it a few seconds, 2-3 seconds more, so that while editing the audio, you can edit it properly. In television cameras also, this is called pre-roll and post-roll. Likewise, you also use this pre-roll, post-roll in audio recording. Next is maintain control of microphones. Whether any recorder you are using or smartphone you are using, it is necessary to maintain the level. There are two things. One, suppose you are speaking with one person and you have only one recorder. So I suggest that keep 2 recorders for 2 persons, or manage the scenario that while speaking the expert, keep the mobile phone on his near to mouth, and if you are speaking, you have to change your microphone likewise. Next is regarding this maintain control of microphone, I would also suggest that the level of audio should be maintained. I suggest don't increase the level from minus 6 dB. Otherwise, you will feel some, different audio, which is not soothing for ears of audience. Next is don't ask close-ended question. Obviously, if you ask close-ended question, he will reply yes or no, and it will be difficult to understand the perspective, the environment, the correct issue. Next, make the pauses work for you. I have already explained the role of pauses, but here, while interview, you also take some pauses. They are very useful. Remember audio levels, I have already told that you have to maintain the audio level so that there is not huge up and down in the audio level. Students, to make you more understand about this topic, I would like to share this video clip, in fact, made by BBC Academy, and the link is given below. Please do watch this video for 3 to 4 minutes. You will understand the nuances of production.
Smartphones come in various shapes and sizes. The BBC is currently issuing many of its journalists with iPhones, and while much of the following advice applies to those phones specifically, some of the principles apply to other phones too. Before you start recording, it's best to switch on the airplane mode or divert your calls. If your phone rings, it will stop the recording. The iPhone uses a built-in microphone at the base of the device to record audio. To get the best recording, hold the phone to the side of your head or slightly under your chin when you're recording voice track or doing interviews. Avoid talking directly into the microphone, as this will distort the quality and create a popping effect. Think about the environment you are recording in. Outdoors, you could use a windsock attachment. Or alternatively, you could attach a professional microphone to get even better quality audio. This is especially useful when recording interviews. The iPhone uses its voice memo app to record audio. To start recording, tap the red button. Tap again to pause the recording, and tap once more to return to it. Tap the word Done to end the recording. You'll then be prompted to give your recording a title. The file will be saved in the voice memo recordings list. To listen back, press the play button. You can record as much material as you like, but if you share the file via email, you'll be limited to sending 15 minutes of audio as an attachment. More on this in a moment. The voice memo app also lets you read from script notes and record audio at the same time. In Voice Memo, start recording, then navigate to the notes you need to read. The app will continue recording sound while you read from the notes. When you've finished, return to the Voice Memo app to stop and check the recording. Most smartphones have similar audio recording apps, so it may be possible for a contributor to record themselves and send the clip to you if you can't get to them in person. You can share your recording via email, but the audio duration could be no more than 15 minutes using some email accounts. Any recording longer than this will need to be sent in several parts of 15 minutes or less. To shorten your recording, select the item and press Edit. Press the blue icon on the right and move the red bars to mark the in and out points. You can then move the trim handles to refine your edit points. The play button allows you to hear your selection. When you're happy, press Trim and save your clip as a new recording. You can then rename your file. To share your file, click the blue box on the left. You can then email your file directly to the newsroom. BBC journalists can record and file their audio using the internal portable news gathering app PNG. Using PNG, you can record and send an unlimited amount of audio material straight into the BBC newsroom. There are several apps that BBC journalists are using to edit and make mixed audio packages. They are also broadcasting live audio via the Lucy Live app. A smartphone has the potential to be a mobile news gathering device in your pocket. Explore and get comfortable with these techniques, and you'll soon be able to use it to record, edit and share great audio.
After recording, I would like to discuss about audio editing. Audio editing is very simple. It is like editing text. But for audio editing, software or application is required. Audacity is very professional software which is free of cost. You can download it and you can use it. There are other software also which you can use, and their process of editing is similar. So you can cut, you can copy, slice or mix sound together. Like there are several layers. You can add, you can remove some is a type of content. You can add audio effect whenever you require. You can change the speed or pitches of recording. I'm trying to show you how to slow down your speed. Like pitch, you can increase or decrease. So after, while editing setup, you can do these things. Fade in, fade out, reverberation, echo, bird chirping. These all are preset is available. You can use those preset with your editing. But first you have to convert the WAV file format to edit. If you want to edit, first you have to convert. Format would be waveform. And then if you want to share it, convert it again into MP3 or MP4, then share it. So it is very easy. You can try. Dear students, for this class I would give one activity which you can perform at your home at your pleasure. Use your smartphone and record an interview in ambient sound. So do it and discuss it with me in my next class. So I would like to share the summary. Today we have learned how audio journalism, which was considered as a dead medium, is coming back on multimedia platforms. The benefits of audio journalism for audience and benefits for audio journalism for journalists. How to write for audio journalism, what are the tricks to take the interview, and then finally how to edit those video and how to share. We have learned it. To present this PPT, I taken the help of Multimedia Journalism book by Richard Scott Denham, Transmedia Storytelling book, and BBC Academy YouTube video. So for more information, you can refer these resources and understand better. Thank you so much, dear students. I am Dr. Aram Pandey. My mail ID is aram.pandey@galgotiasuniversity.edu.in, or you can call me at my office phone number 0120-480-6915. Thank you so much for learning and listening.